Welcome to the D.U.M.B podcast. That's right, you are exactly where you need to be. The D.U.M.B podcast. Dudes using minimal brains. You need good advice? Probably not going to get it here. Do you need healthy lifestyle tips? Again, not getting it here. Do you want to know what we think? It doesn't matter. We don't care. You're going to hear it anyway. This podcast is definitely dumb. Dudes using minimal brains. Dumb.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the D.U.M.B podcast.
What up, what up?
This is Larry here. We got my man
Barrett, we're here.
Barrett and
Jim.
Jim.
The Satanic Hispanic Mechanic.
the Satanic Mechanic Hispanic.
I'm here physically, mentally.
What is a Hispanic mechanic?
Somebody
Is that
who's
different
very
than a regular
efficient, really
mechanic?
kick ass.
Okay.
I had this girl that I was dating, and we drove through Muscatine, and just I don't know. She's like, "How many Mexicans does it take to work on a car?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She just points over there, and there's like three, four guys, Mexican dudes working on this car. You got one dude like sitting on the engine, he's leaning way over. You have another dude like holding his shirt so you don't fall out.
That's normal for me.
It was funny.
Man, I had to get
Yeah, when you're short like us, it's like that. That's constant. Every fucking thing I do.
So a local Quad City landmark is Jose's Tires. Have you guys ever gotten tires
Oh
from
yeah,
there?
yeah.
So I had to
I
take.
haven't gotten tires from there, but yeah.
I went over there the other day to get a tire for my son's car.
Yeah.
And there's a young kid working there, and then he's like, "Hey, what can I get you? What size you need?" I showed him. I said, "You need me to drop it off? Come back." He's like, 6 minutes. I'm like, "You're kidding me?"
Yeah, they're
he's like,
fast.
6 minutes, man.
They're not fucking
Go in
around.
there and pay
Yeah.
for it. I'll have it out if you're
You
done.
don't
No
fuck
shit.
around at all.
No
I went
shit.
in there and paid for it and come out and he had it out
Yeah.
there. I was like, "That's badass." man.
Awesome.
And it was
Well-
a fucking nice tire. It was $60, man. I was
You
like,
can't beat
shit.
that shit.
Nice tires.
We didn't plan it out well. We had to get tires for my wife's car and my truck
hate
like
buying
within
tires.
like 3 months of each other. So it was like mine was like $1,200, hers was like $900. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
So anyway, the D.U.M.B podcast or Codcast, whichever one you want to listen to
Codpiece.
is fine. Codpiece, the D.U.M.B Codpiece.
Black You Lawless on
whatever
here.
one you're listening
Black
to,
You Lawless.
you're listening to us on Spotify or whatever. We're also on Apple and Google and Amazon. So check that shit out. And iHeartRadio, Jim, is coming soon.
Fuck yeah.
I'm waiting on the approval process.
The
at
one
this
guy
point.
that listens to iHeartRadio.
Yeah. I don't think he does.
like
It's your
1987.
wife, right? Likes
Well,
iHeart?
I've had a lot of people asking me about
Really?
iHeart, yeah.
Are every one of them over the age of 50?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What were you hanging out at the nursing home for? What are you doing? So,
It's our generation's
I,
AM radio.
per the norm, I got my diet Pepsi or Coke or I don't fucking know. I'm not picky, so I'm like the only person in the world that has like I'm not gonna be like no, I gotta have Diet Coke. Like there's a lot of people I know like I won't drink Pepsi.
Well,
won't
I
drink Coke.
think
I'm
it's kind of easy coming from
cares?
being a full-blown alcoholic who would fucking chug beers
Yeah,
at
I'll
like
drink
2
whatever.
a minute. Yeah, drink whatever as long as it's not killing you.
I don't have a palate anyway because I was all about quantity, not quality.
Just taking them down.
What is it? A Schlitz? Is there alcohol in it?
Is there?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
drink it.
okay.
Fuck it.
I just drink
Yeah.
it.
What do you got going over there? Some weird.
Oh, I got
green-looking
something. I
thing.
got something new. So I've seen them. I drink Bullet bourbon usually, and I see these. It's a pre-mixed cocktail, and normally I won't buy them because my brother turned me on to Manhattans to start with to get into bourbon.
His brother
and
turns him
rye.
on.
His brother turns him on. That's all I heard.
My brother
too.
does turn me on because my brother has a very expensive
Huge
taste
penis?
and
Oh.
alcohol. So when he turned me on to these cocktails, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
They were top shelf stuff. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm buy a pre-mixed one, but it was on sale for like $8. I'm like, fuck, let's
Yeah.
try it, and it's actually really good.
Fucking
It's,
Kirk.
something
I
new.
mean,
So
Kirk, how
we're
come you don't give me shit, you fucking asshole?
Oh shit! And so we're touching on back to Barrett's swine vomit fucking bourbon tasting. This one is pretty top notch. All you gotta do is
I feel like the name has evolved every week.
throw a man after those ones I did on the last episode. I couldn't do it again. Those were awful.
Because you're weak.
Fucking no.
You gotta
That's
drink more
I'm
Keystone.
not. That's because I'm not fucking 16.
Yeah.
All right. I don't need to drink fucking syrup to enjoy it.
Jim's like 100 and
But this
makes
is-
more money than us, but he still fucking drinks like Keystone Light, like 18 packs.
Throw a cherry
Keystone
in this,
Ice.
and it's actually not bad.
Keystone
it's really good,
Ice.
especially for the price. So
You know, I thought, how could Keystone make Keystone Light worse? Let's make it into ice.
That makes it better.
Keystone Ice.
There's more alcohol in it.
don't they have like flavored ones now and shit?
I don't know.
They probably do.
I'm
they
drinking
got-
coffee. I decided I'm going to be sober tonight.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting.
I'm replacing caffeine for
Look,
all
there's
the
room in
other
this,
drugs.
There is room in this podcast for one sober guy, and I already.
Yeah. Well, it went from being drunk because he was drinking the garbage that I was drinking, And then he finished that off and got a nice even buzz. Well, his left leg was real heavy. And then then he went to hitting the fucking bong, and that one laid him back, man. He was like,
did you see me just like zoning out last time?
I feel like you shouldn't be talking about this. You're gonna have a random tomorrow.
I'm gonna fucking lose my job.
Oh, it's legal in Illinois.
That's true. Yeah,
and we're in Illinois, so we're fine. You know what's weird? Because I was talking to a friend of mine, and they were getting together for a jam session.
Yeah.
And one of the guys in the band.
Is that a fancy word for like
band practice,
sex?
Whatever?
Okay.
No. And one of the guys in the band was a police officer. Jim knows who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And they were going on, and my friend was like getting high while they're practicing, and I'm like, "You had a state cop in there? What do you say?" He's like, "It's fucking legal in Illinois." I'm like, "Oh man." It's going to take me a while to get used to that shit, right?
I'm like that now. Guy I jam with is a state cop.
I was really talking about you, but I didn't want to
Jesus fuck.
I just didn't want to spill it out.
I have this other cop friend that's like, God damn it.
He has a different cop friend.
I just didn't
want to. You son of a bitch stealing my stories.
I was talking about a different cop friend.
Yeah. I have another cop friend that's like, man, when I retire, I'm just going to be nothing but stoned constantly. I'm like, you go, dude. Oh, man. You give me a call.
Did you tell him he does not have to wait till he's retired? Why, like, what do you, yeah. So, well, anyway, listen. So this is episode 13. So I'm calling it Unlucky 13. Because I wanted to talk about, I thought it'd be 13 is a good time to talk about superstitions because I think they're fucking dumb. I don't know.
One more thing before you get into that.
Shit,
I want to mention, don't forget to check out our Facebook page, us and follow us, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube page. Click that little bell. I'll have it here somewhere. I don't know where, but that'll alert you when we release a new one.
He's like doing disco and shit.
So let us know what you think. We got some new cameras going on.
Try something new.
That'll look good.
So I forgot about the video.
It's the second one that we're doing video in, so we'll see.
This will be interesting.
The first one, we needed more light, so we got more light now. So you get to see us more clearly, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but I guess you'll be the judge of that. But yeah, so...
Larry's all like, oh, I'm the moneymaker with my face.
Yeah, we got to show this thing. This is where all the money is right here. That's why I'm fucking broke.
Yeah, we use it as a hammer.
My face is my money, which is why I'm broke.
You're like a 10-pound sledge. We just drive shit.
Look like I've been hit with a 10-pound sledge in the face.
Drive railroad spikes.
I thought that's what happened.
Pull them back out with your nose.
No, it's just natural.
It was like a reverse sledgehammer where like hits everything, but like your nose still sticks
but my nose actually broke the sledgehammer on the second hit.
We use that to pull nails.
Yeah. Yeah.
So superstitions, is that what we're talking about? Fuck yeah.
I wanted to, I'm like episode 13 is talking about because my wife will give me shit because I'm like a fucking bah humbug when it comes to fucking, so it's fucking dumb. I just hate shit like that. It drives me nuts. Starting with like knock on wood, like that was one. I'm like, oh, you say something like, oh, I better knock on wood. That doesn't do a fucking thing. It's fucking stupid.
It's just fun.
So
man. Why do you have to drown everybody's?
It's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb.
You just ruin everybody's fun.
I am here to ruin fun. That's what I do.
Whenever anyone says that,
I am putting the FU in fun. So listen, knock on. So I actually looked it up because I'm like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Because I actually was curious. I'm like, where did this happen? And it's been around for like centuries.
Well, most of them have. Yeah.
It started with like they thought that if they knocked on the wood, it somehow kept demons away. That was one of the things. There's also something about
what happens if you knock on a Ouija board?
Is it made of wood?
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Traditional, yeah.
So so there's like this whole
double
weird
negative
like thing and like that's one I've always been like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't want anything bad to happen. Let me. Oh yeah, I'm perfectly safe now. I always want somebody that does that and then they like get hit by a car. How'd that work out?
So one of the ones, and I don't know if it's a superstition, but it's one of those things, and I've changed it and Jim's one of them, but
I'm a superstition.
Is the God bless you when you sneeze, right?
Oh yeah, fucking.
It's just a polite thing. But there's a lot of people that are like, I don't get it. So now, ever since my kids were little, I'll say Haagen-Dazs. And I say it at work. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So I might steal that. That's
like, Haagen-Dazs.
That's funny.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, it means the same thing.
So I started a while back. There's an old Seinfeld episode where he's talking about he's like, what is that? That doesn't make anybody feel. You should say something that makes them feel better. Like they sneeze and you go, you are so good looking. But then I don't even know how it happened. But at my work now, we were talking about it. and we kind of went down that path, and we decided on cheers. So when somebody's like, chew, you're like, cheers. That's what we do. But then the people that don't know are just looking like, what?
Now see what irritates me about that is that people still feel the need to have to say something. It's like
I think everybody feels like it's
polite.
a polite thing.
You see, that's the thing that pisses me off. Fuck that, because
they don't seem to have the same reaction when I fart.
But that's exactly it. It's a bodily function. You're sneezing. You're spreading your
Cheers.
germs everywhere, right? So if someone's going to say bless you to me about sneezing, they better say it when I cut some ass too. You know what I'm saying? Like if I fart, if I don't hear someone saying bless you, the same fuckers that are going bless you when I sneeze.
Do you fart louder then?
Bend down by your ass. Bless you.
So I'll tell people this. Like this coworker I got, I'm like, don't bless me when I sneeze. And he now when I sneeze, he's like, fucking go to hell.
I mean, I guess that works too. I don't know.
Yeah.
That
like
one,
you just
Haagen-Dazs.
can't
That
not
one-
say anything, huh?
So that one is interesting because that comes from like Gesundheit, same thing, right? That started with like if you sneeze, somehow that means your soul was escaping, and that's why people would say bless you because then it would protect you and all this bullshit.
Old people are dumb.
They are. And then the other like.
Dead people are
Do you
even
remember as a
dumber.
kid? I was genuinely scared at times if I broke a mirror. Because remember, that's like 7 years bad luck. If you break a mirror, 7 years bad luck. I'm like,
You're not the brightest fucking bulb, are you?
I was a kid. Fuck you.
You still
You
weren't
listen
then.
to Kiss. Same thing. It's just as dumb.
There goes that jab.
I'm telling you, Gene Simmons is going to come down
11
here
minutes
and blow fucking
11
fire
minutes,
on you.
11 minutes and 28 seconds before my first Kiss reference. I thought I did pretty
Actually,
well, honestly.
It
Gene
was
Simmons
good
does
restraint on your part.
Gene
I'm
Simmons
proud of
does
you.
the fire thing for on stage. When he comes down here, he's going to have his big boots on, and then he's just going to shove
You
your
can't get
fucking
down here with those
face
boots on.
in his ass. He's going to be like, take that, peon.
Well, then I'm going to have Jim fart. I'm going to say bless you, and then I'm
And then
going
he'll
to have
disappear
because
because he's the demon.
See, that's why I don't knock on wood because I'm the satanic Hispanic. I want the demons to come and party.
You want he wants
As long as
to
they
be-
bring beer, right? Motherfuckers come bring beer.
that and what's it? What is it for walking under a ladder? That's
Dude, I work construction. You have to walk under a ladder some
Yeah.
fucking time.
So here's the thing too that like
But there's like
these
a amount of years for that one too, like bad luck, 7 years bad
Right.
luck or whatever.
so these superstitions. Sometimes I like to try to do them. You know, just to
just
tempt
goes into
fate,
a fucking
you know?
mirror store and starts
but
throwing
like,
rocks.
I do have a difficult walking under a ladder though, just because it's a ladder.
Why?
Because ladders and me.
Yeah, but you're
Oh,
on
that's true.
top of
Yeah.
the ladder.
Yeah, you're
It's
not on
different.
top.
I don't care.
It's not like
it's
this
like
ladder
you saying you're going to
chasing
throw
you.
that shit in front of me.
Oh yeah, I mean, drop
I don't
it.
even like looking at the
So
fucking
Jim
thing.
just sees a ladder and he's
I'm just like,
freaking out.
nope. I was going to walk under you just to prove a point that
gets to the back-
superstitions are
he gets-
dumb, but
Sees a ladder, starts knocking on
He gets
fucking
to
wood.
that back aisle. He gets to the back aisle at Menards and he just starts fucking screaming.
there's a dude convulsing back there.
He's in the fetal position, knocking on a plank of plywood, saying, "Oh, bless you, bless you."
It's not going away.
What are some other ones? What are some other? It was like there's something about throwing salt over your shoulder. I don't know what
Oh
that
yeah,
one is.
my wife does
and
that all the time. I'm like, all that.
Clean that shit up.
It makes you have to clean it
Shut
off
the fuck
floor.
up.
that
Your
shit
wife actually does that.
Yeah.
Maybe you should take her
That's
outside
awesome.
when it snows and just say
Have you
shit
shown
so
her?
she throws that over.
Have
her
you
shoulder.
shown her the scene in Dumb and Dumber? That's the best. When he's like, "We're on a really long road trip, Lloyd," and he throws the whole thing over his shoulder and hits Seabass. Remember that? Kick his ass, Seabass. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then
man.
his really good friend, his best friend, is like, when the guy comes over, "Who did that?" He's like, he's like pointing, like it was him.
Fucking sea bass.
Black cats,
Fuck him up.
That's
If I see
where'd
one,
that come from?
walking across me, I'm like, "Come here, you're just a big old kitty."
I usually speed up if it's in my car, but fuck him.
I fucking hate you. You hate Kiss. You hate cats.
Terrible.
Is there
I'm
anything
Anything that
against
starts with
you
a
on that?
sound is what I hate. Apparently,
Oh man, let's not get into
cars, Kiss, cats.
Fuck.
Canoe,
We are on the dumb podcast.
Canoe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Broke my fucking back with the canoe. Everything. Maybe that's what it is. It's just the sound of it. I hate it.
Killmeister.
No, I like that.
Kazoos.
No, you're fucking dumb. You don't
You're
even
just
get it.
stupid.
Those
Just
things are
shut
mutually
your face.
exclusive. Yeah. So.
Full of shit is what you are.
Yeah, I don't know. What else? Is there other ones? I'm trying to think. Like, there's so many.
I
Superstitions.
don't know if it's a superstition, but like old wives' tales kind of thing too. Like I had.
All right, can we before you go?
Don't
in,
shit in the Kleenex box. That's a tough one. Don't do that one. You do not want to do that one. It's hard to blow your nose
Don't
out.
tell me what I
Hey,
want
it's
to
a
do.
superstition. I don't do it, but
Yeah,
they in the
it's a
old days
superstition.
they would shit in the Kleenex box.
What the
He was,
hell?
he was to keep demons away.
He looks so serious.
You're making shit up,
he looked so serious on that.
Oh shit! I
Make
should
sure
go back to doing
when
drugs.
you edit this video. That's got to be on because like I was for a second I was like he's being fucking serious. Like this is legit.
Yeah, I almost believed him too.
Yeah.
But don't tell me how to do my
You
job.
guys,
yeah, but
I love you guys. That's awesome.
no.
I think I'm just gonna use my camera. Fuck you guys.
I forgot
You
what we
know,
were talking
we'll
about.
call it
What
the
did-
fucking Harker Show.
What did you say? You started something and then I cut you off.
Like I've heard people like this. You know, this is an old thing, but like
Oh no, I remembered. Sorry, I'm cutting you off
Fucking
again. You said old wives' tale, and my whole life. No, listen, my whole life, I've always. Is it really old wives' tale or is it old wise tales? Like I've never known.
I think it's wives' tale.
and now
with a
you
V.
had to make me think about
Like
it.
that's what I'm like.
I think
I've always
and,
wondered.
You know, I may be wrong, but I had the question a long time ago and I researched it. I thought it was wives'
wives' tales?
I think so.
Okay, I was just
Look,
curious. That's
maybe
what-
I mean, let's look the motherfucker up. I got phones.
we got
Yeah.
all my kids
Got
all
your
the
goddamn
cellular
time.
device. All right,
tell-
so Jim, talk
do you
about
spell
your
that?
old wives.
So I've heard that back in
tale.
the day, people would take their baby's diaper full of piss and wipe it on their face because it would do something good for their skin.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
you never
that's
heard of that?
Stupid.
No, I've never heard of
Fuck
that.
yeah.
Got some baby golden showers.
I guess. I don't know. I've heard of that.
What the
it's
fuck is-
fucking weird, man.
That is fucking weird. I'll give you that. What do you got over there, Barrett?
It says old wives' tale.
All right.
It's a colloquial expression referring to
A what?
Adding words. A colloquial
Bless you.
expression referring to spurious
Colloquial?
or superstitious claims, right? So it's along the lines.
there you go.
right?
Yeah.
But it is wives' tale with a V.
I've not
wives' tale.
heard the baby diaper full of piss that we're
That
gonna
is.
wipe on
Where the
your face.
fuck are you from?
Yeah. Fucking Mexicans.
Here? What the?
That's not a Mexican thing. Those guys got class.
Yeah, no,
this guy,
these were
that's a-
definitely
he's
white
getting
people.
read some
That's a
weird.
fucking-
Yeah, that's a white people thing.
That's a white trailer trash fucking.
We just shit in the
something.
fucking river when we're crossing over.
Hey, when you gotta go,
God.
you gotta go.
Oh.
Fuck. It's a natural bodily function. You just say when you're doing it,
I
you don't
think
get in
that
trouble
that
if you
was
say
not
bless
what My
you.
reaction was not to that part of it.
If if you shit in the water in the pool, you can just say bless you. It's good.
That's what I.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So speaking of Mexicans again, man, like okay, so no offense to your uncle, especially if he listens to this, but you know he's all talking about Mexicans. Oh no, that wasn't you, it was someone else. I swear I'm not on anything. I swear.
We better knock on my
uncle.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you're
no.
fun sober.
It was a different friend of mine.
Let's get this guy a bong.
Sorry. That's what I need to do it just so I'm like at a level.
Well, that's what I told him on the way over. I said you don't need to smoke the whole fucking bag.
Right.
All right, just enough to get a buzz.
my friend,
Fucking
he's
Illinois
like,
guys.
he's like, dude, I crashed into my brother's car the other day. Or no, he was at his dad. He went to his dad's house and he ran into a car that was parked there. He's like, dude, I wasn't high. That's why I fucked up. He's like, but
It's
my
Ricky.
car's white and so
It's
is my
Ricky.
brother, so I just blamed him.
Man, I can't function.
Are you
with that
friends
shit.
with Ricky from Trailer
Trailer
Park?
Park Boys?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Ricky and
Smokes
Jim.
now.
That-
Anyway,
so-
what I was saying, no, it's gone.
It was
swear.
wives' tales.
My uncle.
Bitch, come on.
My uncle.
Oh
that
yeah,
wasn't
that.
my uncle.
I was gonna talk about Mexicans, man. So my buddy's uncle, which he is gonna listen to, as I'm sure, he starts going off about Mexicans and shit, and it's like people
Barrett and I had
don't
nothing to
really
do with this.
realize that I'm a Mexican half the time. And the same shit happened today. Dude walked up to me and he's going off about the border and whatnot. And he's like, "Them fucking Mexicans, man." Like, you know I'm Mexican, right?
That's my family.
Oh, not you, but the other ones.
Yeah.
the other Mexicans.
You came across the border early on before this all was
Yeah,
a
what the
problem.
It was
fuck,
fine when
people?
you came
Yeah,
over.
you've been here a few years, so you're good. Everybody in, it's like grandfather clause.
I
Let's throw
fucking-
some salt over our
I-
shoulder, knock on wood, shit in the fucking river,
I
and this
absolutely fucking love catching people on shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, right. If
man.
I was Mexican, I would definitely, especially when you're like not super dark skinned like you. So people are going to make that mistake. I
It
would
kinda
eat
hurt that
that.
you know what-
You know
I'd
what
be
is?
like, well, I'm fucking Mexican.
You know what I
So-
love more than that is when I'm with somebody and they catch them, and then I just can fucking die,
Yep.
fucking laughing like
Yeah.
at them, just like you
Yeah.
are on the spot. Yeah,
Sounds like, I mean,
I wish we had cameras on that shit. That's fucking great.
the irony is that
You
I
fucking
am the
racist
king.
people.
Yeah.
I am the
Sons
king
of
of putting
bitches.
my foot in my mouth, so it happens more to me than it does other people. But well, anyway, but yeah, the superstitions, it falls right in line with the people, and we've touched on this I think before, but it falls right in line with the people that like make important life decisions based on their horoscope. Like shit, like what the fuck are you doing? You know,
Dude.
like, oh, well, I should probably, I'm going to marry this guy because my horoscope said.
Oh, right.
What?
Yeah, that's up there with superstitions.
That's fun and entertaining,
religious
but it should not go
people
further than that. Stop it. Don't. Oh, come on, me. You're not a fucking
Let people
horoscope
believe in
guy.
what they want to believe as long as they're
Fuck
not hurting
people.
anybody.
I fucking hate people.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I'm
Fuck 'em.
kind of like that too, but then it's like, you're just stupid. Quit being stupid and bringing the world down with your
Oh,
stupidity.
you fucking no, it's not stupid. Just they're not hoarding a whole fucking country and making them poverty ridden.
I know, but
right? Like
they're-
Christianity or Catholicism.
You
They're
assholes.
just fucking believing in what they want to believe in and saying, "Hey, it makes my life fucking good."
Yeah.
Then you should be like, "Well, do you
see,
hurt anybody? No.
My
do you
wife.
hurt yourself?
That's what my
No.
wife says. She's
All
like,
right.
"Well, you
Well,
just quit
let
being
them
such an
believe.
asshole and just let people
Let them do
be."
it.
And
As
I'm like,
long as people are doing
eh.
shit that doesn't hurt anybody else and makes them a better person, let them fucking do it.
Look, I'm gonna have a
And
hard time.
encourage them to do it because so many people follow the fucking media and follow the TV and are bullshit. Don't you fucking sigh on me. I will shit
I
in your
s-
Kleenex box.
Look, I'm gonna have a hard time winning this argument if you're gonna be using facts. I'm fucking tired
Yeah.
of it.
All right. Facts are
Damn
out.
it! Quit doing that shit.
No more facts.
No more facts.
And these are, I mean, it's the internet. It's half facts. I don't even need
Yeah,
it.
anyway, I just thought.
No,
for-
the internet is all true.
You said that
What the
was
fuck
such-
is wrong with you?
You said that
You
with
should know
such
this.
conviction.
You know what's really hard about doing this? And I told you that when we started this podcast.
Your penis.
Is because when we're with our group of friends, no matter, and the thing is, we have friends everywhere. Like, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you're gay. It doesn't matter if you're any of these things, and we can flip each other's shit. But
Right.
on here, we can't do that as much. I mean, Jim can because he's Mexican. He can say that shit, right? But
We're gonna find out.
yeah, well, they're going to shiv him. He's supposed to be representing. But so when we had this thing could be much more, I think, open and diverse and funny when we have those groups of people here that actually act like
Oh,
the way
absolutely.
they act, say the things they
Yeah.
say, right? Because we don't need to be PC, but we also want to respect. We don't want to. I'm not. Any of the things like when
Yeah, we're not attacking
I flipped
anyone.
this
We're
guy's
just
shit.
being-
I
We're
mean,
not
he's
racist.
been my friend for a
We're
long
not
time. I love him very
homophobes.
much.
We're
right.
not any of that
So
stuff. Yeah.
those kind of conversations around the campfire, how this kind of evolved
Right.
from, that's when this shit gets really funny and really deep, and it gets
Right.
like, I mean, you're talking like we can get R-rated on here, it gets X-rated on that, it gets like,
Oh, shit, yeah.
we can't do that, but you get if we had a table of our friends
Right.
in that circle of that depth,
Yeah.
and we start flipping each other.
There's
shit,
a
it gets
reason
pretty
we don't
fucking
do
wild.
this live. It's not a,
Yeah.
like
We definitely
can
have to edit some
We are
shit,
able
yeah.
to edit. So yeah.
Well, and it comes from generational too, right?
Sure.
We grew up, okay, we're Gen Xers. We knew that the boomers and what went kind of this, not everything, right? Everybody sees the internet. It's like, oh, every man beat his wife. Every woman stayed together.
Right.
That's not the way it was.
Where's
but
my
it was a little
dinner?
more socially. It wasn't acceptable, but it wasn't talked about, right? It was brushed under the rug. Gen Xers, we didn't put up with that shit. We just didn't do it, right?
Right.
We didn't allow it.
Well,
We didn't
most
do
of
it. It
us.
wasn't right, and it still happens, right? As a general, we just didn't do it. But we were able to flip each other's shit and not get hurt by it either. So, like,
Right.
some of the things we'd flip each other's shit by, we can't even say it on here, and it's habit. We do because of how we grew up,
Right.
but we never were,
It's a lost art, man. Like like literally, I think my kid is struggling with it right now. Like like they flip each
He's
other's
Mexican
shit.
too?
But, no, maybe I don't know.
Yes.
They flip each other's shit, but then they get upset, right? And it's like you can't.
You gotta test the waters,
Like if
right?
people were listening from the outside of me and Barrett talking to each other, like holy shit, they think we were.
hate each other.
We hated each other, right? And it's like no, not at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lady I work with actually. She gives me more shit than anybody, and it's hilarious. And I could tell early on that like if she didn't like me, she wouldn't even speak to me. But she'll give me shit, and like other people are like, "Oh my god, you're so mean," and I'm like, I'm laughing, like I'm sitting in my office laughing, and because I know she actually does like me, that's why she's flipping me shit, and we have that going back and forth. So
Well, we have a friend that he's got two sisters, and one of his sisters is gay, but the other sister, the younger sister, he and the older sister who is gay would call the younger sister fag all the time.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And you used to could do that, but now I'm
Right.
like, you can't just say it out loud, even though it was their thing as a family, and everybody
Right.
was in on it. You just can't do it anymore because it's
Right.
it's
Everybody's so
It's
delicate.
the same
Well,
as
and
the
it-
R
and
word.
that's not
Delicate
it, right?
flowers out there.
That's not it. I think that's not why I don't do it. Why I do it is because I do respect everybody.
Right. I think it's
and
more
I
of a
don't want to be
respect thing than
disrespectful.
yeah.
It's not because I'm worried about hurting this guy's feelings over here or this girl's feelings over here. It's because I'm respectful of the people that I care about and how it's turned, right? And that goes with a lot of terms.
But I think it's
all racial or sexual.
You got to
right?
know the people though, right? Like, I mean, that's like Jim will, flip him shit. And he's okay with it. If it was a Hispanic person who I don't know well, I'm not going to even risk saying.
Yeah, something at work happened. I was working
get my
with,
ass kicked.
I was working with a couple guys, and they would throw me shit all the time about being Mexican, right? And we were in a meeting one time, and some other dude that we don't even know said something about it, like trying to get on it too. And I was about to say something, and my buddy immediately was like, "Hey, this is our Mexican. You don't get to say that shit." Like in fucking front of everybody. It was so great.
Yeah, that's like it's like you flipping your kid shit. And if somebody else does that though, you're like, "Hey, what the fuck you think that's my kid?"
Yeah,
fuck you.
We had this deaf guy we work with, and I was going off on him, and they're like, "You don't like him because he's deaf?" I'm like, "No, I don't like him because he's a fucking asshole."
Yeah.
I said, it has nothing to do with it. He's
I
just a
know who
fucking
you're
asshole.
talking
You're just like
about.
yelling at him, but he's not responding. You're like,
Well, we were talking
maybe he
about
just
him
couldn't
just
hear
being
you.
a fucking
Maybe that's-
asshole, and I was going off on him, and somebody's like, "Man, he's deaf. You should." I'm like, I don't give a fuck if he's deaf or not. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Because I have deaf friends who I care about very much.
Whether he can
he's a
hear or
fucking
not
asshole.
doesn't have any impact on the fact
Like,
that
you
he's
can
an
be an
asshole.
asshole no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
He was even an asshole to other deaf people. And that reminds me of
He's like, fucking deaf.
speaking Mexican stuff too. I'm only half, and I used to work at Junior's.
Half deaf and half Mexican. Actually, he does pretty good at sign language. He does a
Yeah, I'm
good
pretty
job.
badass. Those of you that know. Anyway, so I worked with these Mexican ladies. It was at Junior's when I worked there, and they were waitresses or some shit. And they thought I was cool because I was Mexican with them, right? But then when they found out I was only half Mexican, they were like racist towards me, like, "Oh, you're just a halfie."
You just
fuck you,
you don't get to
bitches.
carry that clout.
Yeah.
You're not the token.
That's right.
You
And they're
weren't
like,
the
"What's your
token.
last name?" I'm like, "Harker." "Oh, okay. We know." I'm like, "Fuck you."
We thought it was Mendejo. Who the fuck are you?
Speaking of representation, for our listeners out there, before we got
God.
started,
I'm scared.
fucking Larry comes down with his fucking top button, and it's all open. He didn't even have a shirt underneath it. I'm like, "Oh, dude, you got to do that for the podcast."
No,
he was
nobody
out.
wants to see that.
Nobody
I don't
wants
want to see it.
that. That's
Crybaby.
bad.
It was funny though. I thought
Bad
if I had a do rag, I'd really be like,
All right.
I'd be like, yeah,
So let's talk about superstition. I'm going to lead into something. I had something I want to talk about.
Shit. Okay,
Super Bowl Sunday.
love it.
I don't even fucking like baseball. And we have,
I knew you were gonna say
dude,
something
seriously.
Like
Oh, my goodness.
Seriously.
that. Yeah.
The most day lost of work. There's 16.5 million people that miss work on Super Bowl Monday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Move the goddamn thing to Saturday.
There's been there's been
Oh,
a
it's
petition.
a superstition. It's tradition. Fuck you and your goddamn
Yeah.
hockey.
There's a-
I don't give a fuck.
There's actually a petition every year that makes it to the White House because what is it? You have to have 10,000 signatures
Jesus
for it to go
fucking
to
Christ.
and they have to address it like that's by the.
We are a
They want
capitalist
to
society.
have Monday to be like a holiday.
No.
the day after Super
Move
Bowl.
fucking Super Bowl
Yeah,
to Saturday.
That would make it easier.
We are a capitalist society. We thrive on money. Everything we do is on production and money. Everything.
Right.
Why would you create a scenario where everybody calls into fucking work?
Yeah.
Move the fucking games
good
to
way-
Saturday.
It's a good time.
I don't
to-
even like volleyball.
It's a good time to weed
And
out
you
those
guys-
people that.
How long are you going to go on and name all the sports? Like
Seriously, I'm not a
roly-poly
sports
or
guy,
I'm
something?
actually
dude.
surprised you knew that many sports.
I'm not a
names.
fuck. You're right. I had to look them up.
So here's something to think about.
And I got distracted with motorcycles
So
and
they
cars.
have all these betting apps
fuck?
and sites and shit. FanDuel, whatever. A lot of them are like partners with the NFL, and
Yeah.
the NFL is labeled out there as an entertainment company. So it's like, is
What-
this shit fucking rigged?
Is it
somehow.
like is
It's
it
not
superstition?
fucking rigged.
Oh,
is
here
it
we go.
whatever? Is it superstition
all
or is
about
it
the money,
tradition or
man.
whatever reason? Like I heard before that it's tradition. I'm like, well, we can change traditions. It's been 100
Yeah.
years. But
Slavery used to be a tradition too.
Yeah, no shit. But some people say it's superstition, right? They just do it. I'm like,
They've changed
you
everything
better
else.
knock on
They've
wood.
changed everything. Yeah,
or at least
better protect
move it
yourself.
up earlier.
Why?
It's
they're
like
gonna
5:30
If I
in the
started at
afternoon.
10 o'clock in the morning, if I was into fucking basketball like everybody is, and done the Super Bowl, I would be drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning and still feel like shit on Monday. Just move the goddamn thing to Saturday. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You guys, all of you
you
fucking
called
jock
your
types are
congressman?
idiots, man.
You
no,
should call your
they're dumb
congressman.
too. You're all a bunch of fucking idiots.
Right. They should be on this podcast.
Guess what? When we have motorcycle races, what day are they on?
Fuck, I don't
Fucking
know.
Saturday.
Is that a sport?
It is a legit sport. It's
Yeah,
a
it
sport
is.
where you can rip your fucking leg off and then go drink beer afterwards.
Right.
Not football.
I do like motorcycle racing, because I don't watch enough to know when it's on.
So I'm just saying.
It just
right?
depresses me because I don't have a bike anymore.
So really, is it?
I don't know. I mean,
There's gotta be some
I
multi-
honestly have never thought about it, but especially now I don't drink, so I'm fine on Monday morning.
Right. But there's got to be
I'm
like
ready to go.
there's some like Fortune 500 company that's got 500,000 fucking employees going, Jesus Christ, 1/4 of our fucking staff calls
Yeah,
in on Monday.
Why is no one here?
But you know what, though? All those fucking bosses are probably half of them that are calling in, too.
Legit, but none of them would if you move the motherfucker to Saturday.
Yeah.
It's really not
Then
hard.
they take Friday off because they got to prepare.
Who gives a shit at that point? Because most people will be like, I'm not gonna start drinking.
I
until
think
get
he's
off
on the
anyway.
side of the bosses here.
Yeah.
He wants that. He's the whip cracker.
I'm a corporate
Get to work.
motherfucker, man.
Get to work. You
Actually,
piece of
I'm just
shit.
like, why do that to yourself? It's like kicking your own ass as a company.
I don't know. I mean, you make a valid point.
You guys like fucking hockey. I
The
don't
irony.
understand.
The irony is, I don't think I've ever heard. I'm trying to think in conscious memory. I can't think of anybody that's ever suggested it go to Saturday. I only hear, because our lazy ass fucking society, I've only heard, hey, we need to have Monday be a holiday so we can be off that day.
There
And
you go.
then
That's what they
There's
need
something.
to do.
So
I've
you're,
never
you're,
heard-
you're getting
yeah.
into superstition or tradition, right?
Write your congressman, people. Let's get that month. It's got to make a Monday after
Jesus fucking Christ! Just move it to
rugby
Saturday.
bowl. To
I
fucking,
don't get it. Like I don't even like you fucking jock types anyways, and I just don't get it. Right?
Yeah.
Just
You weren't saying that to me. Like I'm a jock type.
no.
Have you
I'm
seen me
speaking.
run?
I'm speaking clearly. You've never run.
Exactly.
You don't even fall fast.
He starts wheezing just walking across
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah, but you fall down. You're like slow
we're gonna
motion.
talk about something about that real quick.
No, go for it, man. I'm off my soapbox.
So-
it just was you spiked it with the fucking tradition thing or
I had a
the
rough
superstition.
I've had a rough fucking week. First of all, last Friday, I got my shingles shot. First of my, you hit 50, they want you to get a shingle shot. So I'm like, fuck. So I get a shingle shot, and the pharmacist is like, oh, it's like 50-50. Some people have a reaction to the first shot, and about 60% of the people have a reation to the second shot. So
It's
I'm
like 95.5.
So I'm like, okay, so 50%. So I get the shot like 5:30 in the afternoon. When I go to bed at like 10 or whatever it was Friday night, I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good. Sweet, I'm doing good. 2 in the morning, I wake up and I'm like, what the? I feel like I just got run over by a fucking semi. My body aches. I got like flu. I don't have like congestion and all that shit, but just my body hurts and I got a fever. I feel like I have a fever and my head hurts and I'm like, fuck. So I have that going on. So I'm having all these things with feeling old, right? Like that just drove it home. Hey, I'm gonna go get my shingle shot. So now I'm fucking old, right? Then
Get you discounted Denny's.
and then yesterday,
Except they don't have any around here
I
anymore.
go to work on Monday. Everything's okay. I go to work on Tuesday yesterday. And I go for a walk from my office out through the plant to the break
Walk from
room.
his office to the door.
Yeah. Oh no, just wait. So I got this fucking Apple Watch, right? I'm walking along on my way out to the break room. I'm just fucking walking. I'm not running. I'm not trying to go fast.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking walking.
That's legit exercise.
And all of a sudden, bing, bing. Oh, I look down. It looks like you're working out. So it's like reading my vitals. And it's like,
You got
Oh,
a fucking cold sweat
you
going
must
on.
you must be working out. Do you want to start a workout?
somebody comes
Like,
over.
what the fuck you? I don't
You
need
all
your
right?
negativity, you fucking piece
Is
of
that
shit.
just what dinged? Are you getting worked up now just thinking about walking?
Did it ding? I don't know.
I think it did.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
just-
the same way
So
though.
I've
dude.
like I've
Did
actually,
you have a sandwich?
So
Are you
my
working
wife,
out?
my wife was getting pissed because so we have with Apple you have like these rings you can set how many minutes you want and all this stuff, and she works at home, and so she doesn't get out and walk around a lot. So she has to literally like get up and walk around the house to try to do all that. And I'm like just killing it. I'm always getting all these minutes, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just walking through. It must count that. And then I realize, yeah, it's because I'm so fucking out of shape that I just go for a walk and my heart rate gets so high. My phone or my watch is like, hey, easy.
Well, he's hitting 120. Fuck, he must be running.
Settle down, buddy.
You got them fucking short ass legs too, so you
Yeah.
get like 400 steps.
Oh
in.
yeah, I got to take 75 steps to the average man. To
like
the
a doctor.
Whoa, slow down there.
Yeah, it's like holy
I
shit.
haven't even got out of the office.
He's about to
yet.
die. I'm like, I'm just walking. Fuck you. Yeah,
man.
I'm like, you motherfuckers.
This fucking getting old shit.
Yeah.
Right?
I have a friend of mine that says
I can't take a walk now.
being human isn't for sissies, and this getting old shit is fucking. Every time I deal with my own health issues, and then I talk to friends our age, and they're like, "Oh, my heart, this." I'm like, Jesus Christ, when did we get old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got traffic cones in your ass. You got
fuck yeah.
Yeah, like
Like, you would think today's science, you could get in my ass and look. They make a camera that is so small it can go into your heart.
right.
Use the same camera
Where's
in my
that?
ass.
Yeah. I'm getting fucking fisted back
Yeah.
there. Where's that little camera?
I'm sitting on a goddamn fucking Sputnik, and you guys are fucking.
he's like, is it in? I don't even feel anything.
Hello. Somebody yells
Yeah,
back.
same way. I turned 50 in December, man, and my knee was just like, hey, fuck you. I'm having so much problems with my knee. Oh, it's killing me.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Is that like your extended warranty on your knee? Like you
Yeah.
hit 50, like, well,
I wish they'd call me for that. you
Trade
know.
in.
We'd like to talk to you
Folds
about
up
your knee
backwards.
warranty.
the trade-in light is on your knee.
Yep. Engine light comes on.
Yeah.
The leg just folds up backwards. Fuck you.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like sometimes that is what our bodies do. Like I feel like just you'll be just walking along. All of a sudden your knee is like, you know what? Do you remember when you were 11 and you fell on this knee and it hurt like fuck? Well, it's payback time, motherfucker.
I was
I'm
talking.
just gonna stop working.
I was talking with our buddy Doug tonight, and he's dealing with some like heart shit. And I'm like, he's like, I can't sleep anymore. I'm sleeping like an hour a night. I said, remember we used to do that? You can do that. We're like 25.
Yeah, shit.
He's like, when I was
Oh, yeah,
25,
hell no.
I would just drink it off. He's
Right.
like, now my body's like, fuck you.
Fuck, we go
Go to
home
work
from
drunk. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
I said that's because
go
we
home
did
from the
that shit when
bar
we
at
were young.
3,
Yeah.
get up at 6 and go to work.
You know what's really bad, and this is generational. It happens every generation. Is those older people, those older guys, those old gray-haired fuckers that said, "Hey man, you probably don't want to do that because it's gonna fucking hurt later."
Yeah,
God damn it, they were right.
of course.
I
They
Yeah,
hate that
I tell
shit.
my kid that he wants to be a rock star, and he'll walk through the house and just start jumping in the air, like if he's on stage.
Eddie Van Halen shit.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
you
thought you
better
were gonna
watch
say
it,
he hit his
dude.
head on the doorway.
No, he's too short for that. Sorry, Andrew. I'm not. Anyway, so one time he's doing it right, and this is I already told him, don't fucking do it, dude. You're gonna like roll your ankle or something. Sure enough, he fucking does. I rolled my ankle. How'd you do that? Oh, I was jumping.
Think about the
Yeah,
way.
but we're 50s in our 50s, so
Yeah.
us like, oh, I rolled my ankle. What were you doing? I was just standing.
And I'm like, dude, you see all
in
this
bed.
shit I'm going through? It's gonna be you, man.
I was sitting on the
I was
couch.
standing, and I fucking like.
I was sitting on the couch. Did you try getting up? No. I was
No,
just sitting.
I was just
and
sitting
my
there.
ankle went. Fuck you.
I literally think all my ligaments and bones like just have a memory of all the shit I put them through, and now they're like, haha, guess
Remember
what,
that?
fucker?
Remember that
Remember,
time?
yeah, remember when you decided to jump off the roof and shattered your ankle?
fuck.
Well, we're gonna make you pay for that now.
God damn it.
I
But
completely threw my back out one time pouring a bowl of cereal. I did. I'm like, just pour it away.
God damn, I love Fruit Loops.
Yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
Shit, you heard from everything
the
now.
box weighed like a pound and a half. So I mean,
It's funny when you
can't
have
just lift that
conversations
without
now.
warming
You
up.
I know, you got to do your calisthenics
start
first.
talking about your knees and your fucking. Oh, I got titanium knee. Oh, me, I got titanium neck. Three,
Yeah.
vertebrae. Oh,
I actually do have a
titanium.
titanium back.
I
so
got titanium neck. Yeah.
rods and screws. And
I'm not that far yet.
thankfully, they're titanium though, so we don't have to go through like the airport and have to like.
Yeah, I think they were smart with that.
Yeah. I actually was worried about that the first time I flew after it. I'm like, am I going to get stopped?
So here's another thing about the age thing, right?
Yeah.
You get to a certain age, you just refuse to quit. I refuse. I keep doing things, and I
Yeah.
know it's going to kick my fucking ass.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm done with it. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping doing it. So I got back into riding a mountain bike again, and it fucking, and not so
That sounds
much.
awful.
I don't think I could do that right now.
I love doing it, but man, I got to get back in the rhythm. And still, I'm never going to be what I was. There's no way.
You better not wear one of these fucking
And
things while you're doing it.
here's
that's
a
for sure.
misconception too. If you've ever,
You look like you're having a heart attack.
I didn't even get on the bike yet. So I've always had the theory.
I just
think it was
stood up.
if it had wheels, it's meant to fly. So I get on a mountain bike, I want to
Yeah.
jump.
Well, yeah.
But you ever seen those scenes where the cat like goes to jump across and just goes boom, straight down? That's me on a
That's
mountain
you.
bike because I used to soar,
Yeah.
and then I'll hit that same jump now.
And now
I'll
you
go,
are sore.
Doosh, right down,
Now you are sore
The
from jumping.
extra 100 pounds on me than it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't fly
Well,
like
so
you
that's
used to.
funny because and I'm fully aware of the shit I'm gonna have to take for saying this, but I had a pulled groin in like 2
I pull
months
my
ago.
groin all the time.
See, exactly. I knew that's where it was gonna go. But
This guy.
did you guys just fist bump? Really?
Oh man,
Yeah.
totally.
We
It's a-
high fived last
it's an
time.
old-
So
yeah,
so
it's
so
an
I
old
pulled
guy
my
thing.
groin and
Fuck that.
There's
Stay true to yourself.
how do you heal this? You rest it or you ice it. Like that's all you can do. There's no like
Blowjobs.
magic cure. No, it doesn't work.
No, it's legit. You have to try
I
it.
tried.
But you
I
have to
got
get
my
like
face
three,
as far down there
three
as I
or
could. It wasn't working.
3 or 4 a day.
Oh, was that it?
Yep.
Will you talk to my wife for me?
It's we can write a prescription.
Well, like
I've played a doctor
I'd be
before.
like, you have to do this.
I've
'cause
played-
it's
I've
on the
played a
prescription.
doctor.
It's a prescription. You have to do it. No,
we all scribbled
so
in crayon.
I'm finally,
goodness.
I'm finally like feeling. It's
Hell yeah.
feeling better. I'm like, okay, I'm on the mend. It's doing well. We're doing good. And so we took kids down to St. Louis and we went to like City Museum and shit. And we're in the hotel, and my youngest Emma and I are We walk, and we're at the far end. We're all the way at the end. We had like a corner suite. And so to go to the elevator is like all the way to the other end, and it's just a long ass hallway, right? So we're walking to go. I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe we're heading to the elevators for the pool or whatever. I can't even remember. But Emma's like, "Dad, I'll race you to the elevators," and I'm like, "Bring
Fuck
it
you
on,
will.
bring it on." So we just fucking take off, and I'm fucking full bore, and I get about 12 steps. Like, "Grr, oh, my groin's like, fuck you. You're not healed, you idiot." And so yeah, I'm like, and then so now it's,
I can see her coming over while you're laying on the ground going, "You fucking
you
lose,
suck, loser.
half-ass sissy. Get up."
Yeah, get up.
Kick
So,
you in the face.
and I'm like, and it, like as it happened, I'm like, seriously, I'm like, God damn it, getting like. I used to do the crazy shit all the time, all day long, and
Well,
never even think about it.
Just
now,
look at being musicians, right?
yeah,
It's very the hardest work I've ever done physically was loading in and loading out. I mean, and that was back in the day.
Especially drummers.
yeah, be a fucking drummer.
So, yeah, but here's the thing: drummers and bass players. I mean, we would help each other. There was
Right.
always like one like beautiful guitar player, beautiful singer who just would not
Yeah.
get their
That would be
nails
me.
get their nails. I'm not helping load in.
He
I
walks
actually
in
almost
with his
kicked some-
microphone.
I almost choked the fuck out of one of our singers one time because he thought he was better than everybody else, didn't have to help. But it is physically demanding, and the time frame, right? Especially if you're playing with a lot of bands, right? So if you did a headliner in a small club, you usually had half the day to get in and do sound check and do stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're playing with a group of people, you're like, you get in, you do sound check, you get on at this time, you get off at this time, get your shit loaded on, get the fuck out. So I mean, you're humping.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
How
like
was that on our bodies?
like
right?
earlier,
Not to mention we were doing drugs and drinking lots of alcohol.
yeah, that too.
On top of it.
But Bear was trying to talk to me and be funny earlier while I'm setting up, and it was like setting up for gig. You know, I'm like putting the cameras everywhere. You know, and I'm like, I'm in work mode, man. You know, that's how I am too. Like, I hate to be the other people to see me because I'm just like uber serious, trying to set everything up. I'm setting up the PA, the lights. You know.
Yeah, but then when you go home at the end of the night, you're like, oh, I need the fucking Vicks Vapor Rub all over my
Yeah.
back and 47 fucking Advil.
Does
So
Vicks Vapor Rub work on your back?
I was going to say Ben Gay, but I wasn't going to open myself up for the
Oh,
joke.
here we go.
Right? I wasn't opening
Icy
myself up
hot.
for the joke. So anyway, when you think
Get the
about that
traffic
shit,
cone.
then when somebody says, "Oh yeah, so and so is addicted to painkillers," yeah, I understand why.
Right.
Because the fucking guy's half crippled from fucking loading in and loading out for
Yeah.
20 years. He finally got roadies to help him out, and now he's fucking
By then
20
he's-
years
yeah.
older, and he's fucking beat to shit.
I always say
that's the hardest
I
work I've
remember
ever done.
we played a gig, Fat Lads. They all our original band that I was in. We had opened for Caroline Spine, or no, it was Jimmy Newquist. He was on his own, the singer of Caroline Spine. We opened for them in Wisconsin Dells, and then some guy that was there loved it, loved us, and he was opening a new bar, like right in downtown Wisconsin Dells, and he wanted us to be the first music act that he has. So we're like, yeah, fucking cool. That's
Legit,
great.
We're famous.
So because we went there, then we
We're gonna
had
sleep in our cars now
We did
instead
like
of
a
on the
2-show
curb.
thing. We did we did like a night there. Then we went over to I don't know, some other Wisconsin city and played a show. But anyway, we get there and we're like, trying to find, okay, here we're at the front, and he's like, go around back. So we're like, okay. So we pull around back, and we got a trailer full of shit and everything, and it is 3 flights of stairs up this rickety wooden fucking set of stairs in the back, because where he's having music is on the 3rd story of this building. There's no elevator. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Looks like I'm the singer tonight.
Yeah, I was like, honestly, I was glad I was drummer at that point, because I was carrying fucking, half-stack amps and shit. I'm like,
I used to haul around this fucking vintage GK 215 cabinet. That thing's got to weigh 300
I was
going to
say, that thing had to be super heavy.
Oh, man, it would kill me. And I was young when I first got that. So the thing was as big as I was.
Right. And back then, you're just grabbing it yourself and just, and like didn't even think anything of it.
We do it
now my back hurts just you talking about it. I'm like, oh.
But you know what, man? What a great time.
Oh,
what a great time we had.
All my scars. I earned all my scars, and a lot of them I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
That leads into why we're so fucked up. Our bodies are so fucked up. But, we're probably mentally fucked up from it too. But just the physical.
Well, I was before, but yeah.
Man, we beat our bodies hard.
That's part of the reason why I quit my cover band, because, like, the last time we had played, like, I just was hurting. I hurt for, like, 2-3 days afterwards. Like, I couldn't fucking move, and the day of the gig, I'm wearing 2 knee braces, a fucking back brace, Fuck, dude. It kicked my ass.
When I saw Danzig, they're getting ready. They were it was Suicidal Tendencies, then Danzig, and Metallic. It was their summer sanitarium tour thing they did. And it was the show where the guy almost killed me for saying how short Glenn Danzig was. Remember that?
That's a fact.
But I'm just like at the point, I don't know anything about Danzig. Like, we covered that, right? I've seen the music video for Mother. That's about it, right? So I don't even realize
he wants to be.
I had no idea this guy was the drummer. All of a sudden, this guy comes walking on the stage, and he's got like this huge, like, remember back in the day when if you broke your leg or whatever, they'd have those big foam wraps. Oh, that's what he had on his leg, and he's like walking out. Long. I'm assuming that he's like not Glenn Danzig, the drummer. Oh, he's the drummer, and I'm like thinking he's just a roadie or something. He's coming out to whatever, right? And no, he gets behind the drums. I'm like, oh, he's the drum tech. Nope, he's the drummer. And I'm like, and it was his right leg, the one he's playing kick with. And I'm like, how's he fucking even, like, dude, I'm just like, but that's what I just thought of when you're talking about, like, and he wasn't even probably 40 years old at that point, and he's like just trying to play shows with a fucking broken leg or something. And fuck me, man.
I see these older drummers, and they're still playing and stuff, and it's like, how can you do that? But it's like, oh yeah, you had roadies. You didn't have to put your body through that shit.
Yeah, well, they started out though. I mean,
it does make a difference how you play though. Like me, I've always been a super hard hitter. I play very, very hard.
Visual.
And I hit hard. I put a lot of into it, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that has a severe impact as well, right? And just doing
because you can get the same effect and not play so hard.
Oh, absolutely. But I wanted to look cool too, man.
Well,
and I wanted to replace all my cymbals regularly because
we come
to
from
break
an era of showmanship, right? When you play on stage, you're putting on a show. Part of that show is the drummer. And actually, if you come from the 70s, that was the biggest thing. Drum solos were the shit in the 70s. Yeah. That's what everybody went to a live show for, when you have the drum solo. So that evolved into the 80s where it was definitely showmanship. And then So anytime I played, even if I played for a room of 1 people, I still played it like I was playing for a room of 1,000 people.
I have played for a room of 1 person.
I have too. Yeah. But I still played that show as if I was playing it to a crowd of 1,000 people.
We used to practice that way. I used to call them, like, if we were coming up to especially a big gig, I would always call them gig ready practices. Like, we wouldn't necessarily dress in what we were going to wear, but we were going to, we're not stopping between songs. We're going to, just like we're there, and we're going to keep going.
I mean,
and you're going to get through it. You have to do that.
You're right. I wouldn't necessarily give the stage energy in that practice, but you're right. We would run through our set as we were going to run through it. So a lot of times you'd hit like 6-8 songs with no stop.
We've seen bands that have dead air between, or
that's the worst.
They're tuning.
I hate that.
Or I saw a band not that long ago that I was sat there just in shock because 2024 now. It was 2023 when I saw them, but still in between songs. Ding ding, tuning. I'm like, no, what the fuck? Like, you can get tuners. Like, what are you doing?
Really, you can have 2 fucking guitars. You've been doing this long enough,
right?
You've got 2.
Even if you only have 1, you don't have to do it through the PA.
Right.
Like,
you can do it
what
right
are
next to
you
your.
fucking
Yeah.
doing? Like,
You can have it rack mounted.
And in my brain, I'm just like, my head, I'm just like, amateur. Fuck off. I'm like,
And
I'm
again,
like, I'm
shout out to all the roadies and techs out there that do that shit for
Fuck
people.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, most of them
professional
are
bands,
better than the
it's
musicians.
just like,
tech
here, switch me out guitars, it's out of tune. And then you tech does it, and you don't have to worry
I
about
had
it.
an awesome opportunity when I was probably 14 or 15 years old. There was some people that I knew that knew this band, right? And they were, I would say bar band, but they did really well. They were a good bar band and down in Peoria area. And it was a husband and wife who sang, and then there was the band that behind them, guitar player and everything. And they asked me, my friend knew I was in bands, and he's like, hey, they need a guitar tech. Would you like to come do it for this big outdoor show down in Peoria? And it was a big live outdoor summer fest thing.
Sure.
I'm like, fuck yeah. And I had a great opportunity, man. And they did great. They were a fantastic band. They were really good at what they did, but I had this opportunity to be this guitar tech.
Right.
And basically, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I got him all set up, and all of a sudden in the middle of the song, he breaks a fucking string. And I see him, and he looks at me, and I just grab the other guitar and hand it to him, and then I pull the other one off, and then I'm backstage loading another string, tuning him up, getting him set up. It was a great opportunity at that age to be able to do that. But you're right. And that's the thing. And we talked about I'm not going to get too far into this, but grunge music, right? Grunge music took the showmanship away from it. They brought the rawness of punk back into music, but they took away the showmanship. And I think part of that is where people think they can do whatever the fuck they want on stage. When you're on stage in front of people, they're there to pay to see a show, right? They're not there to pay you practice. They don't give a fuck what you look like in your basement. They want to see a show. So
and that
if you're going to
includes how you dress, right?
Yeah. So if you treat every show, and it's a respect thing, right?
Yeah.
If I'm the one guy in the audience and that band is playing to me like I'm 1,000 people, I'm gonna be like, these were the best motherfuckers I ever saw.
Yeah.
They are the shit.
I've gone to the front of the stage for bands that I thought were fucking killing it.
Absolutely.
And stood there by myself. Everybody else is in the back. Like, it was an opening band. I remember specifically.
Done it.
And everybody's way back. They're just waiting for the headliner, right? This was at 3rd Street Live that this happened. And the opening band was fucking great. And I'm like, I went right up there. I stood all by myself in front of the stage, and I'm fucking headbanging. And those guys, they changed. Like,
because you feed off
because
the
I was
audience,
giving them
man.
some energy
for
back,
sure.
right? Instead of them playing to like this silent fucking room,
Well, we talked about this before. When you play for a room of one person, you're giving it all, but you feed off the crowd's energy.
Absolutely.
When you play in a room, even like we talked about Stickmans, there couldn't have been 250 people in there. It was too small.
Oh,
but it
fuck,
was
yeah.
packed from front to back.
Yeah.
And the energy in that
50
crowd.
people felt like 250 people.
And the energy of that crowd.
It was great.
It was just
Oh, yeah, I've had some
fucking
great
makes the
gigs
hair
with
stand up on your
Stickmans.
neck, man. You're just like, fuck yeah, everybody's at you. You're at them. I mean, that's
One of the
best
first
feeling
really
in the world.
big shows I ever played was at the Taste of Madison, and that's like 5,000 people, all right at the Capitol building in downtown Madison, and an outdoor thing and big festival. Right. And I walked out on that stage, and I was like, holy shit. And like, I had to do some like deep breaths to kind of like
Check yourself.
okay, I play quick, I play fast anyway, but I'm like, okay, I got to take some breaths here, or we're gonna get through a 40-minute set in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're all counting on the drummer.
And all the guys
right?
in the
So-
band are gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah.
And so
Well, that's what we follow.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, I gotta rein this in a little bit and get it calm. But yeah.
I had a problem with that. I would always play too fast when I would drink because I would think that I was playing slow. So I'd play faster.
I just played everything fast.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like,
well,
you got
you
to
do
quit
get
drinking
excited.
when
When we
you
do
play,
that,
dude.
when we do that Green Day, when I used to do the Green Day tribute, like that shit's fast enough as it is.
Right.
And I'd go into
Yeah.
a song and Ty would turn around and be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, here's the thing too. The key is the drummer keeps the pace, right?
Yeah.
So even we joke about, like, we'll throw jokes out about AC/DC drumming, right? Very simple. But if that guy is not on time, you
shit.
fuck up the whole show.
whole
thing,
yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's just a regular 4/4
Right.
fucking beat all night long.
and that's-
but if you can keep time, you held it together.
Right. And
You
that's
held
what
the whole
Ty
show.
would be like. He was one that would always, because he'd trying to play guitar and sing, right? So it's difficult when you're going faster than you're supposed to, right? But like Ty would be like, the one thing he could always count on is like, if I started it fast, we played the whole song that fast.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's no like
there was no
slowing
change in
down shit.
tempo.
Whatever we started it, and he would do it too. There's songs that he would start on guitar, and they'd
you're
be
like,
like I'd be like, oh shit, okay, all right, right. And so then I gotta keep it going for him too. It's same thing, you know. And it's just that's the beauty of live music, all that shit. So, yeah, it's funny.
That makes me think about the bands that made it, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, when I say nowadays, in the last 10 to 15 years, there are production bands that know that it's a job and they work well together. Right?
Yeah.
They don't get along as people, but they work well together. But before that, when you found that band where you had the lack of full-blown ego in singers and guitar players, you had talented musicians, you had passion, you had heart, you had everything in it. That's when those bands made it big, right?
Yep.
Because we talk about our friend Billy Gilbert.
There's nothing better than that, though, when you're in that band and you're with your brothers and, like, it's a miniature gang, right? Like, if you fuck with somebody in my band, you're fucking with all of us.
Yeah, but it's like a marriage, too, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, so you have to come to terms with the same stuff in a band, especially on the road, that you do with a marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to poop with each other.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking, these things are going to happen because you're...
Traffic cone or not. You're
traffic
pooping.
cone or not. Yeah, whether it's a loose, like, droppy poop or you have to grunt.
Either way, it's happening.
There's a traffic cone, man. Be all right.
Get the traffic cone. Barrett's got a shit. Get the traffic cone.
It really is, and having that relationship. And actually, the last band I was in, and we talk about Doug, it was one of the greatest bands I was in, and we had some fucking full-blown fights and shit. Mm-hmm. We had some tough times.
Oh, shit. But me and Ty had some big blowouts, yeah.
But man, the love and everything that went into that band, that's what made it so great. Now, we never made it big, but we did well enough, and we had a great time doing it.
Well, and there's something to be said when you find the guys. Like Ty's one of those guys that he's been in 4 times as many bands as I've been in, but a lot of it was he had a hard time getting along with people. Well, he and I, for whatever reason, I think it's because early on when we first met and started playing together, I'm like, I don't have time for your ego bullshit, right?
Right.
And he and I would butt heads, but it was always done in love and respect in the end. And he and I could sit down. We could not play together for 10 years, and I bet if we sat down and just jammed, it's like that musical telepathy thing that you just right. You had that with Ryan. Like you and Ryan could play, and you would just be like, you just know you're going to be in the pocket, even if it's been however many years or whatever, right?
It's
that I always call that the musical telepathy. Like you get that with your people, right? Yeah. Josh, Josh that camps with us and stuff. Josh in the band that we were in, it was the same thing with him, right? We all just it was just like we gelled.
He's an easygoing fucker, though, man.
He is, and he wasn't so much back then.
We were all young.
It's funny, as talented as he is, as talented of a guy as he is, and his wife is like who just.
Well, we went and saw them
when we saw them, but back in the day when he first started playing with us, he was the least experienced of anybody. He was terrible at guitar, absolutely terrible. And we would just.
But he had heart, man.
He had a heart, and he would sing really well, but he really wanted to play guitar too. And so we would, and he knows this, so I don't mind saying it. We literally would just bury him in the mix. Like we would tell the sound guy, we're like, that guy just fucking bury his guitar.
All right,
and then he would be like, I can't hear my guitar, and the guy would be like, oh yep, all right, I got you.
And then not do nothing.
I'll tell you what, this is a perfect example. When we were in the last band, our buddy Tad, we talk about.
Oh yeah.
When he was, before he got in deep with the alcoholism, right?
Yeah.
He was a pretty good guitar player.
He was phenomenal guitar player.
It started to swallow him up, and his guitar playing got worse.
Yep.
And there's
super
times
sloppy
and I don't know if we did, but we considered actually laying tracks over his tracks because he just could not get his shit together. Yeah. And it wasn't. I hate to say it's not his fault. He got in the situation he was in, but he had it bad. It just swallowed him up.
Well, he was the first. He was in the band, my first band I was ever in.
Yeah, that's what you said.
8th grade, and like in 8th grade, he was throwing out like all the solos for all the 80s, like Rat and all these, Dokken that had these phenomenal virtuoso type guitar players, right? And he's just fucking nailing it.
But he definitely had the passion for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was a phenomenal guitar player, and we had a lot of fun playing.
How was his attitude though? Like, I mean, was he a diva? Because
not
I was
at
in
all.
a band with a dude
not at
who
all.
was fucking phenomenal, but he was just like thinking
Yeah,
he
well,
was
we've all
it,
known
you
those
know?
fucking pricks. Yeah.
And well, it sucks though
those guys.
because actually I know there's some local guys that we know that I
Yeah.
got along with very well, but that ego swallowed them up. And I think what it came from was their
I already know
their
who you're talking
insecurity,
and
right?
thinking about. We're not going to mention
and
names.
there was level of insecurity which we all had,
Sure.
but they overcompensated to the point where, and because they were so fucking good, I mean they were just so good that not only did they overcome their insecurities, they listened to what everybody said, and it made things swell.
Right.
And they're probably not. I can tell you right now, they're not bad people, but just because of that,
Right.
they just swallow, and nobody wanted to work with them.
Well, and it depends on
Yeah.
it's athletes have that too. Like there's a famous athlete from Muscatine that went on to University of Iowa, and he's in the NBA now.
Football. I like football.
Yeah. And
Lacrosse.
my daughter graduated high school with him, and she's like, I can't stand him. He's super arrogant and all this. And I remember having conversations with her about it. And I'm like, so, like, watch him around school, and what you're going to see is everybody is just telling him how great he is. Like, that's all he hears is how great he is.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it'll get to you.
no wonder he's got a fucking ego, because that's all he ever hears.
It works in the same effect if people tell you like you're shit all the time.
Yeah.
It's the same one. It's the
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
thing,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
People tell me that all the time.
Yeah.
That Jim is shit. They tell me that all the
Yeah.
time.
They do to me too.
Yes. They
The
do?
They're like,
shit.
oh,
He is the
these
shit.
shit. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you're right,
that's
you're
what
right.
it was.
Yeah.
Lay shit.
See.
El Shito.
Yeah. El Shitario. Yeah. All right, listen. This has been a great combo, but let's wrap this shit up.
Word.
Word
All right, man.
to your mother.
It's good. And I have a great time every
But I
time I
don't-
come here with you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Love you
So-
guys. I don't want to wrap up without talking about the important shit. So hit me.
Again, we're dedicated to this. Our hearts are in it. We talk about suicide and crisis assistance. It's very important. This is happening more than you know. And before I lead into this, before I talk about this, I want to lead into it with: you need to pay attention to each other. You need to look out for each other,
Yeah.
right? Because
I
if
wasn't
somebody,
laughing because of you.
I know. I
Goddamn
understand.
Larry.
We're all
It's
the
my
we're
fault.
all
I'm
the
sorry.
It doesn't fucking matter. We can still laugh.
Sorry, Mr.
And
Barrett.
people are still having tough times. It happens.
Yep.
Right. Even they can laugh, and that leads me into what I'm saying: is look out for each other. You got
Yeah.
to look out for each other, because if somebody is serious about this, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to talk
Right.
to you about it. They're going to work through it as hard as they can, because they don't want to trouble anybody. They don't want to hurt anybody, and they want to bring it up.
Well, almost-
it's the subtle things that you pick up from people that you understand.
Almost everybody
Yeah.
that ever has that happen to a loved one, when you hear interviews or whatever, or you talk to them, like, man, they seem so happy, they seem fine, right? That's
just
not. So you got to pay attention to the little,
Right.
the little.
And
things.
absolutely. And then the people who are
that's a
in
very
this
good point.
position, they're at a point in their life where they definitely don't want to hurt anybody. They don't want to trouble anybody.
Right.
They're not going to tell you. They're not going to do it. They're not going to trouble you because they don't want to hurt anybody.
They don't want to be a
And
burden.
They just don't want to be a pain in anybody's ass. And they feel like that if they're gone, that they will end their portion of everybody's stress.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not, they understand it'll hurt people, but the hurt is temporary compared to the pain they're causing. now,
Right.
Right. So you have to pay attention to people. Look out for each other. I'm very fortunate. I have friends that look out for me, and I try to look out for everybody else. We got to look out for each other.
Yep.
So let's not get too deep into it. But if you're feeling that and you feel like you don't have anybody around, you can call 988, right? And we go to this every time. And the reason we push this is because not everybody knows it. I didn't know it before. When we first started talking about this on our early podcast,
Yeah.
we were like, hey, there's got to be something out there. There legit is. 988.
All we had to
it's
do was
like,
Google, and we
Yeah.
just didn't for
well,
whatever.
and it all came to
Right.
once. It's like buying a new car, right? You don't think anybody has the cool car you bought until you buy it. Now everybody's got it.
And
It's
you
the
see
same
it
thing. You
everywhere.
don't see
Yeah.
it. So call 988. You can text 741-741 on your phone. It's up the left side of your phone,
Yeah,
I think.
it's
side of
all on
your
that
phone.
left side,
Yep.
man.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get into these phone numbers. We've posted it on the Facebook page.
Yep.
And there's
On
links
YouTube.
to it.
I
And
posted
YouTube.
on there, yeah.
We
Yep.
have this information, and there's more out there. There's so many. There's more people that care that don't care. Right.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know that you don't have a problem. Just reach out, call somebody,
Yeah.
and hopefully somebody will keep you moving forward.
Yeah.
And we can all end this big journey on this big mud ball floating through space together.
Right. Well, thank you for that. As always, that's important and awesome, and I love that we do it. And like Jim said, check us out on the Facebook page, the D.U.M.B Podcast, and the YouTube channel is the D.U.M.B Podcast as well, or does it have a different name? Is it just the D.U.M.B Podcast?
It's the D.U.M.B Podcast. You can just see my beautiful fucking face.
Even more so this time.
Dumb beautiful face.
I have to edit you out.
I feel like it's what was that goddamn movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Remember that?
Yeah.
And that fucking bright lights. It's like right now.
Yeah, don't look at it. You'll be blind. I did that earlier. I was screwing it in. It was
Without like getting interrogated down here or something.
Yeah, don't forget to click that subscribe button, the bell.
Share it.
Like and follow us on Facebook.
And we encourage you to leave comments, and actually good or bad, right? Because we're learning this, we're doing this, we're having a great time.
Unless it's about me, then only
this
good.
all legit stemmed from just guys hanging out and shooting the shit and just really talking about topics that involve, well, people who like us, and the rest of you can eat my ass.
If you want us to talk about something, hey, talk about this. See
but throw us some shit, man.
Because we come up with ideas, and then we get talking, and then
forget about
and then it's like, oh shit, we're an hour in already, and we haven't even touched.
I forget we're recording half the time.
We've had some good input, and that input
those are the best ones.
That input has been very honest from people, and that is the most serious. I would appreciate it.
Absolutely, good or bad,
just tell me, man.
It all is going to help. It's going to help us grow.
Just tell me.
Hey, let's give a shout out to our salon friend. I can't remember her name because I don't know her.
Tara, Riots and Rebels.
Riots and Rebels, yeah.
I think we're overdue to have her for a revisit.
We do. We got to get her.
I wonder if I should do the nose waxing then.
Oh, we have video now.
I think that would fucking hurt.
Oh, it's going to hurt like a motherfucker.
No, but we
feel like Peter Herman.
Shut the fuck up.
Inside my nose.
No, Jim, it's going to be fine. It'll go really well.
Just rips that fucker out. Oh, it's gonna hurt.
It'll be fine. It's gonna go really well. We're gonna do it on video.
I could wax my back.
It's not like
I could take
the
sweater off.
Completely stupid. I know it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. Oh yeah, we do like a full rug back wax on you. We should do one of those outside live where they hook it up to a pickup truck and it's all like on your
Jesus
back.
Christ!
They take off and it's like, wham, rip it off.
My luck, it wouldn't. Okay, so one final story. I had this girlfriend, and she bought these sticky. It was almost like flypaper type shit for that. She slaps it on my back, and fucking before I'm even ready, she just rips that shit off. And I'm like,
you don't want to know what's coming,
right? But then she's like, "Huh." It didn't get nothing. And before I can even say anything, she fucking slaps it back on there again and rips it off again. And I'm just
slap
like,
it on her fucking face.
You gotta let us out. Let's throw it on her muff and just rip that fucker off.
So
a perfect triangle.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that.
I had somebody just do like a strip on my arm. I think it might have been my ex-wife because her and her sisters were doing shit and just put like one little strip on my arm and I oh my God, I'm like, nope, there's no fucking way you're doing that anywhere sensitive. I can tell you that.
No, you know my feelings on nose hair, so maybe I'll go through the pain to just get it jerked the fuck out.
I absolutely think you should do it.
As long as she doesn't get like mustache in there, because she got to put that gooey shit in there that stick. And like if she gets that in there and rips like half my lip off, it's gonna suck my lip.
That'll be hilarious.
All right, enough.
That's not hilarious.
It would be to me and Jim.
You are not. That's not funny.
Peace out, people.
But yeah, be nice to each other, all right?
Always.
Fuckers.
Be kind to your neighbors.
All right.
Look out for each other. Nobody else is looking out for you. So.
That's very true. But yeah, so check us out all the podcast platforms and share it. Talk to your friends. If they don't like your platform, tell them to fuck off and they can listen on a different one. So, all right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and as always, love you guys, and
Good night.
we'll catch you next time. Later.
Word.
Kiss sucks.